Hey everyone, this is BetBros, a new YouTube channel that's up where we pretty much go through all the bets of the week and just try to filter out and find the better one for you. I'm Brenton, he's Corey, and we've got all sorts of sports that we're going to go through. We've got baseball, we've got basketball, World Cup's on, right, for basketball?
Yeah, World Cup, FIBA World Cup.
We've got UFC, we've got cricket, for those two people that watch cricket. We've got AFL, we've got a little bit of ice hockey. And yeah, just a few other sports. If you're only interested in one or two sports, down in the description below, I would have ripped out a timeline there so you can just go forward without jibber-jabbering about cricket or UFC or whatever sport you're not interested in. You can just go to the exact point there. But pretty much the idea is to get the punter, to get a little bit more money, or at least try find the best bets there. We'll just quickly say before we start that, obviously if you've got a gambling problem, there'll be details below on how you can sort of seek out help. Obviously responsible gambling in whatever country you're in, because obviously not everyone's going to be from Australia that watch this. There's also a Reddit that you can link to. They're really active there and they're really helpful at finding ways to help out. But outside of that, we'll just go start. So do you want to start with the EPL?
Alright, so pretty much we've got a few games going on this weekend down at EPL. Obviously if you're one of the Man United fans still looking to jump on them, even though they may not, they're jumping an extra 10 cents every day, so $1.55.
I don't know about that bet, but
the chances are very slim. But if you're versing Burnley, why not?
That's right.
The other good ones are Swansea are still undefeated. They're undefeated in all competitions, but are still paying $1.85 to just win. So looking at the other ones though, you've got Arsenal paying $1.75, also undefeated. Other ones, over-unders for goal scoring, Liverpool, Tottenham, both scoring or conceding heavily. Paying $1.61 for the over, whereas Chelsea-Everton, you're looking at Chelsea-Everton game over 2.5 goals at $2,
wow,
under at $1.80. So you can't really go much wrong with that bet. And then if you're really looking for a multi, you can always chuck it on Barcelona, Real Madrid, a couple of lock-ins for all the money they've spent. Yeah, so that's pretty much a few good ones to look at soccer this week.
That's football for the week. So we're going to run on UFC. We're not the biggest UFC guys in the world, so we kind of had to go through the stats and things like that and really pull that out. There's only two fights that I can see that stand out, seem to be good bets. We're not going by locks here, we're going by good bets, the ones that aren't like $1.01, because you're making no profit off that. So I've got Chorizo versus Chris Wade, and Chorizo is undefeated and he's paying $1.97. He's won, the other guy's 6-1, but a lot of his fights have gone to decision, I beg your pardon, it's the beer. But Chorizo is paying $1.97 and he's got 2 KOs and he's got 2 submissions and 2 decisions. So I figure he's an all-round fighter for $1.93. Seems to be a good little bet there. Otherwise, the main event for UFC 177, for it to go 4.5 rounds, which is almost all of the way, for it to go under that against TJ and Renan, it is paying a $2.18 for it to just go under 4.5 rounds. When they met, and I think it was UFC 172, it went to decision, but obviously one quick punch, a quick little misplace of your hand, you're being tapped out. So, 4.5 rounds, that's a big ballpark to run on. So I figure those two are really good bets out of the UFC market. Also going to cricket. Real quick, there's only 2 bets that I can find out of that are really good. India versus England to win, just India, who beat England yesterday by 150 runs, which is a flogging.
You just
paying
$1.90.
$1.90, which is the bet that I'll be jumping on this week, very much so. And also South Africa playing Zimbabwe, for either team, for one player to score 100 is paying $2. So that's 2 pretty good bets there. They're both going to be on batting, especially this South Africa game is going to be on batting wicket. So I would say you're going to be looking at some pretty easy money there as well. Just a quick thing that we didn't tell at the start either. We're going to have a tracker down the bottom. So every bet that we talk about here, we're going to put $100 on it, fake $100 on it, and we're going to see how it all pans out. So you guys know that we're not talking rubbish. That, you'll see the track and we'll see that we are quite right with a lot of this stuff. But anyway, we'll move it on. So what else have we got? What other great sports can we pick today?
Alright, so we're pretty much just going to go over to basketball. There's not that much in basketball as it's just the FIBA World Cup. So we're still looking at NBA hopefully starting the next month or so. But starting on Saturday, we got Australia over Slovenia paying $1.87 just to win. Against a side who very rarely would ever play a game of basketball. Yeah. They have been compared to just as good as Canada. So we know how well that's going to be going in basketball this week. So the other one is, if you want to boost the multi, Argentina and Brazil both paying $1.46 to $1.44 each. So if you want to throw them in,
definitely, yeah, those sound
might as well.
Pretty good bets. We'll turn to AFL now. That's our bread and butter. AFL's where we've been making a killing lately. Obviously, we still got baseball to touch on, but we'll go there. So, do you want to go through the Friday and Saturday games?
Yeah. So pretty much, obviously, on Friday night. Well, actually, just for starters, you're looking at round 23, the last round before the AFL finals obviously starts.
Oh, yeah, big round.
Apart from the fact that you got 3 teams still to finish in the top 4, 6 teams all fighting for the top 8 last spot. So it's going to be tight, but pretty much on the Friday night, you got the Collingwood Magpies versus Hawthorn Hawks. Pretty much 2 sides. Hawthorn can rest any player they want going into the game, knowing they've already got second spot. Collingwood Magpies, they can barely get a team in apart from their VFL side. So any side, the entitled game total, 189.5 over under, is paying $1.91. So for both teams to score under 189 points, that's about 95 points each.
Which is pretty good, seeing that Collingwood haven't been scoring very much.
And Hawthorn are going to be missing half their defence and a few of their forward lines.
They're probably not going to get much ball in, so yeah.
Well, exactly right, you know.
I like that.
And that's just the people that we know about so far, so
that's it.
It's still early days. And then you're going to be looking over to Western Australia in Perth. Quite possibly going to be a rainy day, but we're looking at Port Adelaide and Freo. The winner of it is automatically going to be 4th spot, second chance in your finals. You're looking at Port Adelaide Freo over under at 162.5. On a wet day, the under would look quite good. If it's a dry day, the over is going to look good, fantastic for two teams that score heavy this season, especially. Then you're looking at Port Adelaide paying $2.75 just to win, and Port Adelaide the handicap plus 13.5 is $1.91. So looking at that, you just can't really look past the fact that they're looking that good, really coming into it.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few good bets in that. Definitely.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, that's your Friday and Saturday looking good.
For Sunday, the Sunday games aren't very good in the fact that we're not going to see very good football. It's very good teams playing very bad teams, all fighting for 8th seeds in the finals. So you've got Adelaide playing St Kilda. Their over/under is about 60 points on the handicap. However, if you go a bit higher than that, which really might end up happening because Adelaide's going to play full strength, they need a high amount of percentage to make the playoffs. They need to win by something like 80 points plus whatever West Coast win by to make the finals or playoffs if you're from somewhere else.
Which could turn out to be over 130 points if possible.
Yeah,
so
it could be quite high. So a handicap bet for them to win by more than 73 points is paying $3 right now, and $3.50 for them to win by 77 points. We're going to have a featured bet where we end up having to do some ridiculous challenge. That will be in another video. It'll be in the description after I release it. But that will be that particular bet is what we're going to be looking at, because that is absolute money if it pays off, and there's a high probability of it doing it.
Especially for Adelaide being such a high-scoring team.
Definitely.
The firepower that they got just to pepper it, especially with St Kilda, going to be... they've already pretty much claimed the wooden spoon for the season, so...
That's it. Otherwise, you got Bulldogs, GWS. Bulldogs are saying farewell to Jan Syracuse. I'm a Bulldogs fan, so this is going to be an emotional week when we see this old white-haired person finally retire. But their over-under for the handicap is 22 points. So if they win by 22 points, that's paying $1.91. If they win at half-time by 11 points, then that is paying $1.91, which is a bet that I'm definitely looking at, because I could see them coming out strong and then maybe fading towards the end. The Bulldogs have come out at the first half quite ready to play, and then they seem to fade off in that third quarter. Third quarter seems to be the death for them. So definitely jump on that. I've also got a couple of multis that involve Adelaide to be in the lead by 22 points, as we said. They're looking like they're going to be in the lead by 73 when it's all said and done, at a minimum, hopefully. So 22 for Adelaide to be up at halftime, Bulldogs to be up by 11, and then a few other the easy games like Sydney to win, North Melbourne to win,
Richmond not to make that 8.
I think there was Hawthorn as well that I had in that mix. Yeah, Hawthorn to win as well.
Yeah.
And then Essendon to get up was paying $18 as a multi. So that's a definite one that you should look at. Maybe take out Essendon if you don't think they're going to get up, but in which case it goes down to about 14. But that's a good little multi there. Like, a lot of those things can really happen. When you're looking at multis, you got to look at things that like locks to raise it up, and then maybe have like one upset in there somewhere.
Because that's the thing that just boosts the profit.
That's
right
the
out
whole
of the
idea of it. Yeah. But you got to have those locks. Don't have like 2 or 3 like maybes, because then it won't work. Like you're just going on one. But that's pretty much Sunday football. So we've got baseball now. The lovely game of baseball, if you like watching that. So we don't really watch it that much. Like, we do and we don't. We sort of just follow the scores and sort of follow along as it goes.
Follow a few of the good teams, better the
better pitchers, like, I can't watch a full game of baseball. I just find it to be like. We're not from America, so I mean, this is our problem with it.
Or anyway, the AFL, which is up and down, up and down. So
ice hockey for me, which is up and down, up and down. So this is what I've got. Obviously, the pitches have been announced and all of that's good and ready to go. So I've got so I'm going to go through all the games tomorrow. These games one or two of them might have aired by the time the video comes up. Might be just shy, so you might be able to just squeak in and jump on. But otherwise, all the other games are hours in advance. So it's just there's one that starts at midnight our time. So that's roughly when these videos will come up. But I've got Cubs versus beating the Reds. Their record against the Reds is pretty good, and they've got a better record in general, and their pitch is better, so it's just a simple one there. I had the Yankees actually beating Detroit. Detroit's playing a rookie pitcher, hasn't won a game all year, hasn't played a game all year in the top leagues, so definitely look to jump on that, and their odds are about $1.87.
Not to mention the Yankees coming off an 8-4 win today against the Detroit Tigers as well.
Exactly. So. But then again, on the flip side, they got thumped
the first game,
The problem with going with the Yankees is you don't know what's going to happen. This is the interesting one. Colorado Rockies are paying $2.99 versus $1.50 against the Giants. Rockies pitcher that's come in, Lyles, I think that's how you pronounce his name, is 6-1 this season. He's only lost one game, in which case he got no offense support. They only scored 1 run. So I would really look at jumping on that. 266, they played really well today. I think they'll play really well tomorrow. So I could definitely see them coming up. Otherwise, I've got the Orioles winning with Norris. That's paying $1.86. I got the Mets getting up to 205. Again, better, Braves are playing minor. He's not doing that well. Both pitchers are kind of around the same, but they're, nice is just a little bit better. I've got the Astros winning. I then have Kansas City winning. And this is the other interesting one. I have the White Sox beating the Indians due to the Indians' away record being quite bad and their pitcher not being as good as Danks as they come in. And they're paying $2.28. And yeah, that's pretty much it really. And I've got the Angels beating the Athletics. But again, that's a real tough one. I wouldn't jump on that bet. That's just what I have there. But I mean, there's a few multis that you can work out there. But the thing with baseball is we usually just pick one game and bet on that.
You just bet hard
day.
On that one. Yeah.
Just that one. If you try and mix and match, that's when it starts to get a bit.
It gets a bit messy. They tangle. They cancel each other out.
They do a bit. So one game, make it a bit more interesting. Like even if it's just $10 or $20, just to make it a little bit more interesting, you can kind of pick some good ones there. But the Rockies is one I'm definitely jumping on. But yeah, that's pretty much all the sports I think we had, wasn't it?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Oh, the only other thing I had, and I'm gonna put this at the end of the video. So I work in the hockey industry, kind of. I don't work in there, so I can still comment on the sport. But there's been some interesting things. I follow it quite hard, I should say. So the record, bets for them to each team to win the Stanley Cup came out. Dallas Stars, who have made amazing improvements in the off season, are paying $34. even if you just want to put $10 on that, they'll pay $340 in a year's time if they do make it. They're not a lock. The thing is, the league's open to like 8 people, but they are very much in it. But the reason is that the reason why they're so high is just because they don't have the past history to go along with it because of the moves they've made, getting Jason Spezza, Hemsky, and their goalie will be Lettinen will be much better this year, and I think their defense will rally around. So I really think that is a really good bet. I put $100 on that just to see if it pays off. But I mean that's like 10 months from now. But obviously you need to jump on it now. But even just $10, if you got $10 in your little betting account, just put it on it. Just put it on it. Just give it a whirl, and then you might get into ice hockey as well. So it's been interesting. But obviously we'll do that. We've got NFL next week starting up, so we'll have a few picks and bets.
It's going to be a big one too.
Yeah. I've got a few friends around in that industry as well, so hopefully I can get a bit more information about some things there, some insider trading. But that's pretty much it, I guess. So yeah, that's the whole video, unless you got anything to say.
I was going to say, unless you went to Brownlow or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
for future stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for AFL, obviously their awards are coming up, almost being in the finals.
I was going to say, just the next couple of weeks or so.
Yeah. So Brownlow betting and stuff like that's pretty interesting right now. So you can look at jumping on someone like Selwood that's paying pretty well right now.
Yeah, Selwood $1.37. Or obviously if you want to put it out there, you got Liberatore. What was he at? He was pushing out there.
151.
Yeah. If you look at the stats, you crunch the numbers, they both played just as good a season. One team at the top of the ladder, one at the bottom. But
the reason why I put $5 on Liberatore, and that will pay off $780. The reason why I did that was because I ran the stats against him versus the better players, and he had just as good games. So that's
and that's half it. At the end of the day,
no one on his team to still vote, so it's a real roughie. But $5 might pay off $780. Who knows?
Exactly.
So, but yeah. Anyway, so
if you look at the Bulldogs again as well, you also got him. Bontempelli is a lot for the Rising Star. He was pushed out to $1.66. Thanks to some end of season form from some of the other youngsters.
But he's been the more consistent.
For the entire season, so that's why his odds are gone from $1.10 to $1.66, still and pushing.
He has that highlight reel goal of the year as well, which is the thing with the Rookie of the Year. As long as you have that highlight reel goal, then you're generally going to get it. So
he's pretty much no one else has looked at apart from him, pretty much. So
you could also do a multi with Richmond not making the finals and Sydney winning, is that right?
Yes.
It's the same game.
Sydney to win over Richmond are paying $1.36, and then Richmond, who if they lose, are paying $1.36 to miss out on the 8. So all you need is Sydney to win, and you win on both bets simultaneously.
So you're pretty much multing on the same thing. You're doubling up on the same bet for better odds, and I think together they made like nearly $2.
Oh, well, that was, they were over $2, depending who you're going through.
Which is the same.
$2.
It's pretty much going for Sydney at $2 to win, which is nuts. So
with Franklin, Tippett, whoever you want to put in there, the midfield, the defence, they're just going to go absolutely crazy, and you'd pick them. There's a reason why they're at the top of the AFL ladder.
Definitely. Yeah. No, definitely.
The only other thing is NBA, obviously starting at the same time as NHL.
Yep.
Obviously a lot of trade rumours still going on, everything like that, but obviously Cleveland Cavaliers are still paying close to $3 only to take out their division title.
Which is pretty good.
Which is good.
That stuff hasn't come out in the NHL, believe me, when it does, we'll be diving into that very quickly because I've already got that kind of mapped out on where I think teams will land and teams that won't make the playoffs that experts think they will, but I don't think they will because of depth. But anyway, that's the video, guys. If you enjoyed it and you want to come back for more tips and stuff like that, hit the sub button. It's down below somewhere. I don't know what I'm doing. There's our Twitter account, so we're going to be actively tweeting out good bets and things like that as they come more apparent, because obviously what we said in the video now and what's going to happen when it comes out is going to be two different things. They're going to be slightly different, so make sure you follow us on Twitter. Comment down below if you think we're idiots or if you like what we did or whatever. It's all fun. And look out for our challenge videos. So we're going to do some funny stuff there. And, look out for that. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks and bye.
That's awesome. See ya.
Alright, cool.